Hi, Zeph, like paint drying today, eh? Just looking through, just literally about 5 minutes ago, I just went through the whole lot again, and it just seems to be just drifting. Even the stuff coming up as three and the MPC with a 0.25% instead of 0.5% as expected. And that didn't seem to get much going either. Yeah, good news. You're not only paying a 0.25% more on your bond, not 0.5%. Hey. Afternoon, Johannes. Yeah, just mention that. Yeah, got up by 0.25%. South Africa, MPC South Africa. Yeah, just to say it by the by. Most were expecting half, sometimes round about there. So it's a little bit less than expected. Had a little bit of a movement, but not much. Good, I'm happy for that because as I say, the dollars just seem to be drifting about a bit. It's still below 102. So yeah, I'd sell the dollars. I would agree on that, but still not a lot of action. Yeah. In fact, it's been a heck of a boring afternoon, to be honest. So it's better than losing money. I'm actually staying clear of the dollar at the moment. It's either too late to join it, yeah. But yeah, I agree about the selling, no problem there. Give it a minute or so. Okay, that's 4 o'clock. Okay, well, we've got a couple of trades out today, as you know. Have a look at this one to start with. GBP NZD, we've got it at 91.20. That was a signal. It's been going. Look at this. Look at it on the 15. See what I mean? It's going basically sideways in a pretty narrow range. About a 35 pip range most of the afternoon. Probably better on the 1 hour chart. See what I mean? See, we're holding between these two moving averages. I hope it's going to break through soon because every time it starts to make a threat to break through, like it did an hour ago, thing popped up. So maybe we'll have another bash this time. It's not exactly lower lows. It's literally about a 35 pip range. Pretty boring, actually. At least it's going our direction. I shouldn't really whinge. Okay. So, yeah, just stick with it. This is the profit. If you can take out this area here, we can start modifying stocks to protect. But just hang 5 for the moment. Okay. You saw the dollar again. Well, okay, fair enough. Actually, on that subject, good point. Economic fundamentals came out just now. Durable goods, slightly better than expected, not much in it. But the GDP was actually quite good, 2.6, 2.9 actual. So it's 0.3% better. So actually a bit of growth coming in, which is pretty good. Jobless claims were down from 205 expected to 186. So guys on welfare claiming less. In other words, that's good news as well from the American perspective, really from the world's perspective as well. We don't want a bad economy, you know. Nobody wants recession, but I mean, yeah, just have to face up to reality. So hi, funny. So I suppose not too bad. Not been a major move on it. I'll just do the euro dollar for a second. See what I mean? 15 minutes. Had a bit of a jump around. How far is that? About 30 pip jump and then pop back again. But as I say, it wouldn't have done any good whatsoever in the buy stop straddle trade. Just bouncing by the time you hit 20 pips down, started to bounce up again. So it wouldn't have done you any favors. So we didn't take it in the end, either side. It's really dismal. It's not some sort of world public holiday, is it? It's very, very thin. Well, actually, obviously isn't one. What I mean is, I think it's just basically, I don't know what to make of it. Just, I don't know, it's just not sure what the market wants to make of the exchange rates or any of it. The Nasdaq has gone up a bit. I think it might be setting us up for another short, by the way. We shall see anyway. But the dollar being fairly weak, it's a bit of a tailwind for the indices, to be honest. So to see if 12,000 holds. Best advice to give you is probably best leave it alone. If the dollar strengthens a bit, we could come off, but I think it's best leave it alone. As you hear from my body language, I'm not very sure. I can see clearly there's no direction, and that's what makes me uncomfortable. I'll just check our trades, actually. I think under that circumstance, they don't actually do too badly. Let's start with the CAD JPY. We got a long on that one. Where is it now? We got in at 96. Sorry, where is it now? CAD JPY. Here we are, 96.78. So that's 40 odd pips in profit. Not bad. So if anybody, I don't know how many people took the CAD JPY. If you took it, I suggest you modify it to stop. Protect yourself. It's a decent enough distance. It's taken out the 97. It's been holding. I'll show you on the hour chart. It's been holding above these areas. So yeah, I think you can move it to protect yourself and see if we can get up to 98. What is this? 97.78 is the TP. It might get there. It might get there this afternoon. So yeah, might be boring, but it's boring in the right direction. Hey, the other one is even more boring. What's happening now? Nothing's been happening in this one. The NZDCHF. Look at that. We got it, believe it or not, this morning. It's 59.50. Look where it is now. You keep tapping the screen, think it's got stuck. No, it hasn't. There's nothing happening. Showing you the hourly chart. Yeah, just drifting along. Up and down, round about the pivot point of the entry we got. So squat's happening there. Let's go back. We did a CHF yesterday. Didn't anyone took? I've got it written down. So a couple of you guys might have taken it. It's still in. CAD CHF. We got in as a sell at 69.12. Anybody in there clearly modifying stop? We haven't already done so. That's what, over 40 pips in profit, nearly 45 in profit. So I would suggest you modify it again to stop loss or just a bit below to cover costs, etc. Just a suggestion, okay? AUD USD. I don't know who took that one. I was very strongly against it. But anyway, we took, well, whoever wanted it, took it as a sell, believe it or not. I'm not too sure about that, but it was a vibe. Anyway, stay aside would have my thought. Anyway, 71.05. Yeah, let's just go a bit more. Can't say I'm surprised there. Got knocked on stop loss. Which one? 5. So which one do you get stopped down on? This one I've totally against. So anyone took the sell?
CAD CHF, Roger.
CAD CHF. No, you must have modified your stop pretty close there.
Yeah, I've just passed it. My stop I modified to 90.69700.
The CAD CHF 0.69.
68700, and then I got knocked. But it's all right. I made a little bit of profit.
We should have made okay out of that, because if you got in with the trading room price, that was 78. Well, it's not much, I suppose. Yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah.
You see, the biggest problem currently with the volatile markets is that I think the last TP that I got hit, or that trade that reached the TP, was last week Thursday. The rest is always been knocked out on raised stop losses.
Okay, well, that's a big choice whether you do that or not. I'm just suggesting maybe, if not, keep your stop a bit further away. Because I know in the end the gold hit the TP twice, 2 gold trades. The Brent hit it, AUD NZD hit it. So yeah, but that's, what can I say? You're out now, but I still think it's, you know, maybe a bit close. I don't know. Anyway, you're out. Okay, that's the big choice, really. Do you modify or not? If you don't, you wish you had. If you do, some you wish you hadn't. But it's difficult to say. We're jumping around, and there's sort of not a lot of follow through at the moment, anyway. But yeah. So anyway, we didn't lose. That's the main thing. Just a quick question, guys. Anybody else that's had CHF? Because as I say, 69.12 is over 40 pips away. I would suggest you move it to at least 10, 69.10, and see if we get some more. What's happening with it? It's popping up again, but it is. Yeah, I think it's trying to move down. So yeah, hopefully we'll come right there. Okay, it's up to you anyway. You know the score. Okay, that's all we've got, I think, to go over. Yeah, I mentioned about the fundamentals. Brent, leave it alone at the moment. It's battling to hold above, and it's battling to come off. So there's nothing else that earlier on as a possibility for you guys. We've got the alarm just to remind just before 1/2 to see if we get any movement on the NAS or any shares. You might be like felt F stop. I think some guys got knocked out of KO in the end. It was doing well. It broke through 60 and it jumped up. That was a bit of a pity. Got right down here yesterday, and then decided to turn around and move down to the dollar, push all the prices up. Yeah.
Yes, I also got knocked out there.
Yeah. But it's doing well, and then send the dollar cow. Well, yeah. Anyway, it's done. Yeah, the gold wouldn't go in again. We hit the gold twice. We got it at 1900 and it went to 1930 TP, pulled back to 1920 for another entrance, aimed at 1950, just squeezed in there, I think. Remember rightly? Yeah, just squeezed there. And then it's been hovering around for about a $3-4 range, I think. A bit more, okay, about $6.50 range. Okay. Oh no, that's the funding. Sorry about that. It's the fundamental coming out. Beg your pardon. Yeah, it's about a $2 range, been drifting from $2, or basically most of the day from $2 range, as you can see. Well, not the day, so it's the 15-minute one. Beg your pardon. Yeah, it's been drifting around for the last few hours, waiting for the fundamental to come out. Then it did jumping around. So yeah. So yeah, obviously, I don't know if anyone's in it still, but if you're not, I'll leave it alone. It's not too high to buy. I'm certainly wouldn't go 7 months, not the dollar being so low. Okay. It was going to be a nice Q&A session this session. There's not much happening. If any of you guys want to ask any questions, please fire away. We're all in this together. If we haven't got many trades out, which, well, new ones I'm talking about, we've got trades out clearly. Obviously suggest that comes first. Otherwise, you know, with a Q&A if you like. How's it, Mark? Been pretty quiet, just saying to the guys. But at least go in the right direction. The CAD CHF, just to catch you up there, it's coming right. GBNZD, last I looked, jumping around. It's starting to get some follow through of the hour. If you can break through here, I'll get some decent follow through. So at least that's coming, right? 20, 35 pips. I think just hang 5 a bit. If we can by 5 o'clock, get that to below the 100-hour moving average, I think then you can start modifying the stop, but it's starting to look okay. It was drifting around most of the afternoon. Every time it came off, the way out came off. That was a sort of scalping range trade, just a bit too tight to trade. But yeah, it seemed to gain some momentum. So I hope that's going to continue. But as I say, it's been actually been bloody boring. Yeah, so and the CAD JPY is doing okay as well. Actually starting to get better. That's all right. Got in at 78. Oh, that's all right. 60, 65 odd pips in profit. That's quite nice. Anybody still in this one? Hope we haven't taken profits too quickly, because that's the point. Good stuff. Shame, I don't know either, Mark. It's a nice one. At least you're still in that one. Henny's still in it. Fine's great. Hold on to it. I'm just getting worried. Maybe we modify a bit too quick. Maybe it's not me. Maybe you're, this up and down gets to you after a while. You modify and then stopped out, and then it continues up, and you make 1 pip instead of 101 pips. So I think, but yeah, it's certainly doing all right. That's what we're getting 70. Yes, 22 plus 40, 60 odd, nearly 65 in profit. Well, 60 would cost. Okay, not bad. Not going nicely. 60 pips is nice, so you can still modify your stop at least a little bit above the entry, not too much, a little bit above, just to make sure you can't lose on the trade. You protect yourself, in other words, and see if you can. Might get a bit of noise on the hourly. What about the 4 hour? Might get a bit of noise around here. Might get a bit of profit-taking noise around here. Just hoping to continue up and get here, which is round about where our TP is. Come on, 38 pips to go. Come on, you can do it. Get the spurs out and push it. Anyway, so doing all right. Oh, that's good. Well, there you are. That's good. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Brilliant, Mark. I was a bit disappointed you missed out on this one. Now you put me back in a good mood. Good stuff. Okay, that's good stuff. Okay, what's the time? Another 15 minutes before opening. Let's just look at that GBP one again. It's started to come on there, still hovering around there. Just wanted to break below there, might get something. But at least it's in profit. That's the main thing. So yeah, back on track. I think so. I'm still rather short than long on this one, but I'm not sure you should be jumping yet. Having said that, classic area is broken through, it's coming back and testing it, and it's coming off again. So it might be an opportunity here. Oh, it's the 1 hour, beg your pardon. Beg your pardon, it's the 1 hour. Sure. No, leave it alone. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, just because it's low doesn't mean to say it can't go lower. I don't think it's low, so it must jump, so I'll buy it. I see a heck of a lot of that. Sometimes works, but more often it doesn't. Rather, with this one at the moment, with the dollar being where it is, rather keep an eye on the dollar. It's coming off again as we speak, so you'll be selling the rally or a breakthrough, maybe take it further down. Okay. And to be honest, with the jobless claims better than expected, GDP better than expected, it's taken the pressure off interest rates. Now they're starting to talk maybe only 0.25%. It's the 1st of February, I think. So they might take it up to 5% in total. And they even now talk, I know it's talk, we don't know. They might even towards the end of the year even bring it down a bit. So that'd be interesting. So it's contributing anyway to a bit of dollar weakness coming through. 90-80, 90-80-20s, pretty clear on here. So what's it? 90-82. Yeah, right. I see what you mean. You're aiming this guy here. I get what you mean. So that low there. Very good possibility, yeah. Certainly trying to get there. We're on board still, so that's fine. Hang on in there. Ride it. Ride it. Yeah, I just mentioned if I'm going back to you again. don't know if I should just chop and change too much, but maybe you get a point, maybe the stop loss are getting a bit modified to protect, and in the end you're missing out on the profit. You're not making a loss, but you're not getting anywhere. So yeah, maybe just be a little bit circumspect. If you're 100 pips in profit, clearly you would at least move it. No, you don't want to leave it in a minus to stop, clearly. But that's 100 pips is a long way away. So maybe, maybe put 30 pips, 80 pips, I don't know. But keep a bit of distance. I can't give you an exact figure, but keep a bit of a distance. Yeah. Yeah, I get the way. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. You see, remember, I think we're doing quite well today, considering it's quite difficult to predict when you get rather aimless, indecisive markets where the big boys are not sure at all. So it is. I think we pat ourselves on the back, not doing too badly in this case. Hey, what's happening here? What's happening here? Oh, wrong one. That's the right one. Oh no, wrong one. Sorry. Going up. All right, I said that. GBP, is it still coming off? It's trying to. Let's go to the hourly chart. Yeah, see if we can close at 5 below there. Doing nicely. Starting to come right. Hey, nice one. So that's all right. Hey, we're now over 50 pips in profit. So you can adjust accordingly, but give it a decent break. So maybe you might get a bit of noise here. It's only 1 hour, but you might get a bit of noise here. Break that. Ooh, we're in business. We're in business now. So yeah, put a smile back on the traders' faces. Hope we'll get too much flack from the traders today on the WhatsApp. What's that rubbish signal you sent me? Okay, right. Any questions? Any bright ideas going forward before the opening? Any shares you want to look at? Well, they seem to be moving up. I think we're looking up for maybe a bit of a rally. Just look at the NAS again. Yeah, I have to put it back a day. It's like, yeah, it was trying to break up. Mike, watch it. It's difficult to call at the moment. So I'm a bit wary of shares at the moment because we're still a bit of a rally at the moment. Not sure how long it'll last. Yeah, in fact, I just think of Chevron, see Tesla, just you mentioned that. I'm not buying it. Cool. We've got to watch Tesla. It can be very volatile, by the way. Yeah, I think a good chance of getting there, $6, but then you got to have about where you're going to put your stop. Yeah, you won't get a risk reward, and you don't know what's going to open at. So some good results came from us. Okay, so it might open up then, but we'll see. I'm finding quite difficult to call on that. Okay. Might be a bit of a, unless you've got some excellent question and answer discussion, might be a bit of a boring trading room. So I think we'll hang on to the ones we've got, but I'm not going to fight to put new stuff in if it's drifting so much. But cheesed off with Coca-Cola, to say the least. Really fed up about that because it was doing nicely yesterday. Oh, AUD CAD, come on. I really want you to give us a trade of the week, yeah? AUD CAD. Now, they gave these across the board, it's been quite strong today, I get that, yeah. You want to short it. Let's try it, do that. It's a pretty strong upward trend. I give you due, hasn't broken through. No, I'm afraid I'm a braver man than me if you want to short it. It's holding there, I get you, but has it come back much? I'd rather look at the 1 hour. Came back, bounced. I think you might be jumping the gun a bit to short it now. Remember the candles sort of in big chommies, I like the word chommy, big chommies with the US dollar, and that's looking pretty weak at the moment. I wouldn't be too keen on shorting that, to be honest. And I'm not sure I'd be buying. I'd buy it. I prefer to buy it, but obviously near the 10-day moving average. So if you want, again, Brady, it's up to you. Obviously, it's up to you, but I wouldn't wait for confirmation. Yeah, I said, personally speaking, I would not go in there now. Okay. I say it might be a bit boring, but the CAD CHF's doing fine. The GBP NZD we looked at just now doing just well. NZD CHF is very sideways, but it's not really a big loser. And there's CAD JPYs in the winners. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 4 are doing well, and the other one's not doing terribly. It's not brilliant. It's not doing that bad. Sorry, Jeff, you're more keen on the dollar than me. I looked at it earlier on, literally about an hour ago or so. If you like Mark, you're in it, hold on, but I won't be joining it now. US dollar CAD, they're too similar at the moment. It's coming off now, but I mean, the CAD is not exactly, such a strong one either. Might even get a bounce there. No. JPY, what would you do with that? Look at that, indecision, indecision, indecision. What would you do with that? Yeah, you took the risk, great. But I mean, I would agree. If you're going to go in, I would on the short. I would agree to that totally. But anyway, I didn't. Anyway, the point is, what about this one here? See what I mean? Would you want to short or buy this one? Does that anything stand out to you on that? Doesn't to me. I think it could drift along maybe for a day or two. And we didn't get much movement after fundies came out. Do you do okay on what price you got in at? Well, I don't know where you short it. It's gone up a bit. Are you at a loss on this one? I'd assume you are.
Sorry, I lost the signal. Now I'm back again.
Oh, okay. No, just discussing the dollar. Nothing exciting. It's been very quiet. You haven't missed much. Just looking at the chat line there. If they decide to sell the dollar, I hear about rather short to buy it, but no. And if you short the dollar yen, you shouldn't be doing too well at the moment. I thought it would be, yeah.
Roger, I was thinking about increasing the TP of the CAD JPY trade. Very close.
Aha. Wow. Yeah. I'm so excited. I forgot to answer your question. You see, we keep forgetting, good idea. We keep forgetting that, don't we? Rather delete it quickly and then so we can work it out. Oh, it's going to get triggered. Or push it up out the way. Maybe push it around figure 98. There you are. Put round figure 98 and then maybe put the stop in it. My only worry with that is, I'll tell you why. No, sorry, beg your pardon. Nope. Yeah, that's right, the 4 hour. That's my only worry. Okay, you might get a bit of a pullback. So what I suggest you do is, yeah, you can move it. I tell you what, yeah, move your TP. You're sitting in front of it. I hope you don't lose your Wi-Fi as you're doing this. Move it just out of the way, and if it breaks through, you're on board. If it doesn't, take it, because it might get a bit of profit taking there. Look at these previous highs in the 4 hour. A lot of guys, remember, use the 4 hour as their strategy charts, you know.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
And nearly sent it out to all the guys out there on the group, whatever they decided against it. Maybe a little bit of shock and horror the day before yesterday, where it was. But having said that, I wish I had now. You know, it's always in hindsight, isn't it? Wish I had now. They'd been smiling. Nothing quite hit the TP. Just about got there. 78, wasn't it? Just about got there. 3 pips short of it, so you can do another bash. You might not. Let's try the 15. 5 minute. Oh, let's see if that can hold and have another push up. Well done. Us, I should say, was. Okay. If I want to look at the dollar, I'll do it, but I'm not that keen at the moment. If you want to look at the dollar, you can do. Yeah. But even let's say the GBP, would you be buying at these levels? See what I mean? Yeah. Just look at this quickly. Yeah. Would you be buying at these levels? No. Okay. GBP NZD. That's it's popping back up again. It's doing quite well just now. Bloody thing. Came right down here. I thought we're getting some march on it. It's nicely in profit, eh? 60 odd pips. Now what's it doing? Anyway, it's still in profit, just a bit disappointing. I wouldn't say it jumped up like that. Who knows? So yeah, well, you can see how it is, you know. And the fundamentals for a given currency, good strong, shouldn't that currency? That's the theory, Sam. Good question. That's the theory. But it can perform more to what I would say at the moment weaker than the stronger currency. So if it's a particularly one, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a very weak one at the moment, they're all pretty similar. But yeah, they're all pretty similar. It should do in theory, you're right. But don't forget the base currency. So if that weakens, that will come down. But if it's the USD GP, no, it's always the base currency. But what I'm saying is the euro dollar, the dollar weakens, you'll see green because the euro clearly is going up because the dollar is weakening. Just remember it's that way around. Okay, in theory, yes. Don't forget, it's not just the fundamentals coming out on the release of the data, is the reaction, and that can be sometimes a bit surprising. I've seen extreme overreaction to a small difference, to quite frankly an underreaction to quite a large difference. So it depends what the market feels about it. So when it comes out, before we get too cute, trying to trade it, rather wait till it settles down. And if you go in, it's shooting up in your direction. Make sure you modify your stop pretty down quickly in case it come off again. Remember that, because when you get big moves like that, it can go streaming down like it has here and then shooting back up again, but even more wildly. Just be careful of that. But otherwise, yeah, that's more or less correct. Okay. Just coming up to 1/2 past. So maybe go to the NAS. Don't disappoint me now. You've had a little bit of rally up and I come back down. CAD JPY, quickly check. It's coming off, might be worth taking. It's up to you, I can't be able to call. If you take it, it goes up, you'll be happy with me. It seems to be coming off a bit now. The 4 hours seem to have held. I mean, it seems to have held. Okay. Anyway, whatever you've done, it's good profit. Yeah. See what Brady said there? Yeah. Sometimes not that many. Maybe the Rand used as an example, but the others are not that weak at the moment. Remember, we used to talk about the middle, heavyweight, and the lightweight zones. You know what I mean for currency, but pretty more than pretty medium, I should say. I can't point one is particularly weak, one's particularly strong at the moment, sort of saying. Maybe the Australian dollar, but we'll see. Okay, half. Go to the NAS. Just we'll see what Brady's written down. You don't have to take the entire profit. You can take partial profit if you want. I hope everyone knows how to do that. If you don't, I'll quickly try and show you. It's very easy. So now, if you've got 4 micros, you don't have to bank close all 4. You close 1, 2, or 3 of them and let the residual run like a Brady's done. So don't forget you can do that. If you're not sure, just remind me after you see the opening here, see what's going to happen. And then I can explain to you how you can cut, not close, but cut the position. Hope we're all clear on that, because I know a lot of guys didn't realize that. We're still continuing up, so probably, I still think GS is a possibility of a short there if you get the right price. Yeah, maybe you can get a little bit higher, maybe around about 353. Some guys missed it. We had one in before. Some guys took it, some guys didn't. The ones that took it should have done all right. Came right down to about $12 per share profit. Now it's popped up again, so you should be out by now. So in a profit, of course. So keep an eye on that. We might get a possibility of a bit of downside there. Okay. Quite exciting, excellent trading. It's not going to be like paint drying egg. But anyway, I think F stop's probably gone up at a guess. Yeah. Well, still 1370 is the stop, so let it drift around. Just keep your fingers crossed. I don't know about you guys. I think we'll just leave shares for the moment. I think it's too late to join the rally upwards, and I'm a bit nervous of that. So maybe just keep an eye, and if we can get a bit of a fall off on the indices, and can get some sort of technical resistance support area to maybe short it. But I'm still a bit reluctant to buy. This recession is still out there. Well, it's starting to look better in the States, so we might get a bit of a rally, but it's still not out of the woods yet. Remember, they have to probably have to raise the borrowing ceiling again. It's just about reached.
Seems like most of the shares are rallying up. Have a
Yeah.
look at Tesla. Amazing.
Oh, bloody hell, that's shot up. Well, there you are, very volatile. I thought it might go up a bit. Wouldn't say this is literally in about the last 5 or so minutes. You expect to jump quite that. Of course, just open the idiot, Roger. Sorry, forgot about Cease to Forex. Yeah, it's a bit of rally. No surprise there. You saw the Nasdaq approaching 12,000. You see dollar weakness. I'll just look at the yields. The yields are reasonably high as well. Sorry, yields are coming off a little bit as well, all the way around. So yeah, no big surprise there. Plus a couple of, oh yes, right, forgot about that. Thanks, that's right. Come on, a reasonably positive earning report as well. That's right. Use something. That's true. That was another bolster. So we might be able to. I wouldn't be buying it. That's too late for that. If it gets around about $170, it might cool its heels a bit and get an opportunity to trade. But yeah, but it's got a bit of a rally. How long it's going to be sustained, I don't know. But I still think it's going to come short-lived before it comes off again. So it might get some good opportunities there. Okay. Okay, that's jumped in. Okay, is the GBP NZD coming off yet? No, still sticking. CAD JPY having another attack. Oh, what might get through yet? Okay, I'm sorry, I've come to a grinding halt. I've been looking around quite a bit this afternoon, early before 4 o'clock this to try and find something. I thought maybe the 330 would get some direction, but got some direction. It's pretty good, but most of that's already priced in the market. So, and as I said before, there's no weak, middle and strong ones. Remember the days we had the US dollar, Canadian, and the Swiss franc, all are very much a strong zone. We had the Japanese and the euro in the weak zone. So we picked those to buy and sell. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty easy going. Now they're all sort of much of a muchness. That's why I'm making the job quite difficult, to be honest. You could even look at the range, but some of them halfway through the range, like this one. Will that bounce up again? But then again, you're selling the Swiss franc. Would you want to sell it? Well, then you're selling the euro. The euro is quite strong at the moment. The guards spoken to yesterday when it was. They're on course. They're not doing too badly, the eurozone. So yeah, it's come to a bit of an equal trade-off, if you like. Which is, boring, basically. It's like being stuck in a traffic jam at the moment, to be honest. Okay, so anyone want to discuss something? Any ideas? I think there's a few new guys there. Can't pronounce it. Is it Betul? Is that or Bethel? I'm not sure I pronounce it, or Tuma. And anybody there got some questions you're not sure? I'm sure there must be some things we've been talking about that may be a bit confusing. maybe do some enlightenment to use up the valuable time. Unless you've seen something, because I can't at the moment. I've gone through the bloody lot. Might have missed something. I'm infallible, but yeah, at least the ones we're in seem to be doing okay. Except the NZDCHF. Any performance on that one? Back to square one, around the 50 mark. See it? Talk about going nowhere slowly, eh? Ever decreasing circles. Come on, ladies, you must have some bright idea. Yeah, almost like f-stop, yeah. Stop being the opposite word. Hey, Temby, can you think of something? Usually come up with something. Help us out here, mate. By the way, I'm going to say a question answer. I'm kidding now, by the way. When you ask a question, make sure it's not a difficult one. I don't want to go and say I don't know. No, only joking. Any questions answered, we can. If I don't know, maybe Brady or Mark or Farney or somebody else will know. Look at, just go 15 minutes. I think that's come to a grinding halt as well. That's come off a little bit. Actually, I think it jumped up. That came off. So hit your stop loss, probably come off now, the bugger. Anyway, leave alone. I'm going to try and get cute and have revenge trading on that. Let's hit the 12,000. Will it get there? That's the major question. We'll see. To me, at the moment, I'm too late to join it, especially around figure resistance. But then again, what percent you should sell it for? Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why it's not moving much, because I think most of the pros out there think the same as we are. There's not much happening. There's no direction to buy or sell. So they're staying out until they can find a direction. And that's why I think it's thinly traded, because they can't find a direction. Remember, if we're looking through this, everyone else is looking at the same thing we're looking at. Even Netflix is doing well. Well, that's 7 million subscribers. Remember that. At about $10, $11, what's that? About $80 million a month coming in, extra above what was coming in before. Remember the income, it sounds you're only paying $11, $12, whatever it is. I'm not with Netflix or other stuff now. Used to, but not anymore. But it doesn't sound much. When you've got that amount of subscribers, I don't know, they're raking over $1 billion a month. Oh, Mr. Musk must have made some bucks today, hey? That jump. He had about 200 million shares. I think he sold a few of them. Say it's down to 150 million. It's jumped up about $8, $9, $10, even more. It's still not bad, eh? Added wealth over $1 billion since 4:30 opening. Not bad in just over an hour, eh? It's individual. No one of those communists around with all the starving millions, and the guy within an hour, net worth increased over $1 billion US. Do you want to buy it? We've got one in as a short. September, if you want to buy it, you can. But we've got as a short, to be honest. At 50. We've been in there since, was it this morning? Yeah. We've got a 59.50, and guess what? That's where it is now. I'm not ruling that out. We've got a short, so we can hardly say go and buy it now. Now the guys say, what are you on about? We've got a trade in for a short, so you know. But if you haven't gone in, I'm not saying you're wrong, to be honest. Seem to gone up to there, come back and seem to be holding this, you know, bouncing every time. Yeah, but I can't say go and buy it there, mate, because we've got a short at the moment. Not that's doing much good. Not much doing much anything actually, good or bad. No problem, Tim. At least we're trying. like the market, very trying at the moment. Okay, sorry, I've come to a grinding halt. So, come on, some new guys there. I'm sure Sam had a question. Anyone else got any questions? I'll copy and paste the economic calendar for some. If you all got it, of course, I'm wasting your time, but just in case you haven't. There you are, the economic calendar for you. Don't forget, you can play around with it, add, subtract to it. And the dollar DXY we talk about quite a lot. Copy and paste that. And I'm going to put up the 10-year note yields. The 10-year note or bond, we're looking at the yields on it. Just copy and paste that quickly for you. I'm sure you all know how it works, but just in case, I'll take a quick explanation. If the yields go up, okay, it's bad for gold and bad for the stock market. They're inversely proportional. So if you see the yields going up, expect a pullback on the shares, the indices, and gold to go down, vice versa. Same with the DXY or the dollar. And don't forget, the index made up of 6 currencies, of which the heavily weighted in favor of the euro. Okay. So if the euro strengthens alone, it could weaken the DXY. Okay, so you know, it's so heavily weighted. A bit like Naspers on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. One stage about 22%, that one company's entire value of the top 40 shares on the market on the stock exchange. So if Naspers came off, the whole bloody top 40 used to come off with it. Anyway, so yeah. Just a quick go over, a bit boring unless you come up with something else. Just a quick reminder, guys, don't forget, just go to right click, go to templates and save your chart. And there's the save charts down there. So save your chart, don't forget. If you lose them, then you need to go back to them. I'll show what I mean. If you lose your chart like this, if you ever get a problem, new charts, just stuff it on file, okay? And if you want to go to view, don't forget market watch in your toolbox down there. So file, new chart, pick anyone. You lose it, something like this. Don't have, you can set it all up again by going to properties and set it all up again as you like it. But if you saved it, like I mentioned, just go to there, go to templates and go to the one you like. I think this one here. Yeah, that's what I like. Okay, so don't forget that. If you want to know about specifications, sorry, I know most of you guys do, I'm boring you a bit, but don't forget, some might not. Left click, right click, left click on specification. Gives you the contract size. All currencies is the 100,000 Rand current contract size. And there is your deposit or margin. And to get your leverage, you divide that figure into 100. None of them exactly 500 or 100 to 1. They differ slightly in margin. Okay. Some of the US dollar CAD, they're a bit similar at the moment, the two currencies. So it's probably. Okay, they're a bit similar, to say the least. No, to be honest. At this stage of the game, look at the daily. Not really, no. Yeah, well, it's a bit of a dirty word, NGAS, but you might be right. But sorry, Herbert, going back to that, no, I wouldn't say it's come off, but is it going to sustain a breakup? They're pretty similar. It might go up a bit. How far is that? It's only 50 pips. Look at that range there. See that range? Look at indecision. See what I mean? It's a learning thing. Indecision, indecision. Look at that wick. Look at that wick. Indecision. 40 pip range is not wide enough to get a trade out. Yeah, it's a swear word around here, exactly. It's like you don't say Macbeth, you say the Scottish play. It's bad luck to say Macbeth, you know, the Shakespeare play. Everyone knows that. So that's, honestly, that's what I feel. Okay. Yeah, they will. I hear you, 10 people don't really use them. The biggest trade one is the 10-year by far. So I don't worry about the 5-year. Up to you, of course, but I don't follow it. There's a 7-1, I think, as well, which I don't bother with either. And then you get the bonds, which is 15 to 30 years. Treasury bills, a year or less. Cat's weakened a bit. Yeah, the cat seems a bit dependent on the moment. Is Brent coming off a little bit? Not really. Not much happening there. Well, look at NGAS. No, it's a swear rule. Look at it anyway. Some people like find it okay. Who would have thought, eh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Amazing. Don't forget, it was about $8 at one stage. $10. Wow. Remember that $10 back in when was it? August, it was. Yeah, back in August, 5 months ago. It was $10. It's now got 75% of its entire value in how long? In 5 months. Who would have thought? Tell you what, some people going long without a stop loss. I think they've been margin called by now, eh? Wow. I still wouldn't buy it, you know, it just doesn't seem to be, yeah. Stop loss at 0. Gas for free. Every litre of petrol put in, you get some gas for free. How's that? I hate to say it, I've said this before, and it's disappointing. So finally, Mark steer clear. But I hate to say it, Brady, I tend to agree. I think it's got to be some stage there. It's the value, it's so undervalued. Here's a bit of support. Let's try the monthly. There's a bit of support there after that mean. I'm a bit wary of it because we had some bit of a tough time with it. So I'm going to make some strategic advice here. We can look at along on this one, but I want you to mute Barney and Mark. Don't be tempted. And then if you don't do it, almost certainly Brady will shoot up and they're not on board. They're going to be fed up. But yeah, yeah. Who would have thought down there? It's deep, isn't it? In fact, look how far it's come down in just in 2 months. $40, $4, sorry. Even then, it's not really getting going. Well, it's up to you. Does anyone want to do it? If you want to do it, clearly we can put the calculator up. Anybody want to do this? Don't forget, as I mentioned before, you check on the contract size by going there. It's 1,000. You see it up there, 1,000. So I hope you all know what that means. It means one contract is 1,000 times the price in dollars. So that's $2,750 per contract. Don't forget that. So if it goes from 275 to 375, you got 1.0 for a standard lot, you'll make $1,000. A mini or 0.1, you'll make 100, and 0.01, it goes up $1, you make $10. I can understand that. But Brady, I'm sure. Anyone to do this? Will we ever learn, eh? Maybe we'll come right this time. Anyone to do this? And you keen, Brady? What are some of you guys? Herbert, Schumer, Temby. Temby's not you've been around. Ulan, some of you guys, do you want to have a go at that one? Trouble is, you see, I haven't really got a confirmation. Push down, it's pushed back up. It's hit the support on the 15-minute or bit. All right, so 15 minutes. Maybe better on the 4-hour. Where's the stage where you think it's undervalued? Okay, must be some stage you think it's undervalued, eh? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Sorry, weekly. Just give me a second. Maybe 225. Is that too far? We'll try that. Well, where do you want to take it to? That's the question. Where do you want to take it to? You should take it to here. 4.3. Might go even higher. Remember, finally mentioned, don't forget, you always modify your TP as well. Upwards, it starts climbing. What did I say? I forgot now. Sorry. Four, what was it? 4.3. Try that. Okay. Hell of a risk reward there, eh? 88 bucks a micro. That's handleable, hey? Or could do I could go, the rate's going, go back to zero. Yes, I say, gas for free. Actually, I've got a gas stove. I've got all these little hot plates, electric hot plates, because I can easily use that. Maybe start using gas more at this price, eh? So, do you want to do it? You happy with that, Timby? You happy with that, Brady? I'll put it down if you like. Uh, 2.75, 2.25 here, yeah. Yeah, I have to be honest, despite what's happened in the past, actually, my clutching straws here, but there's got to be some value somewhere. Was it like your house? The area might have gone downhill, but it's not going down to zero. It's still got value, some sort. Okay, if you want it, there it is. Don't overexpose. There's a good bit of advice. Okay, happy. Just want to check it. It's a GB. No, don't tell. That is, he's put right down here. Now it's extraordinary. Doesn't know what it's doing. Okay, well, he's in the profit. And I think we can pat ourselves on the back with this sort of market that's aimless as it is at the moment to get to out of 5 trades, one sort of breaking even, the other 4 doing pretty good. That's quite amazing. Do you think so? A bit wary of all at the moment, to be honest. Let's just try a 4-hour. It's certainly holding there. I'll give you due. It's holding there. I said in my weekly snippet, which I wrote over the weekend, I don't know if it's been passed on to anybody, or they do that in the office. I just said to the office, they put the banners and make it look nice and pretty and send it out. The creative guys do that. But I said it could probably have a bit of a pullback around about the 100 moving average. And it's sort of not really done anything, not really pushed up or down. Yeah. I'm not going to do it, but I think the possibility could be a pullback. I agree, solid. There could be a pullback, but just not enough meat on the bones. Look at it. Let's take this here. Remember, I normally like about a $4 stop. The last few days, I've moved more than about $2 range, and $1 is far, far too close. $2 a bit close, then you got no risk reward. So you got to look. Well, you don't have to go for. Maybe you can squeeze $3, which means at least $5 profit. That's not going to cut it. You've got to take it down there. What's telling you it's going to go back there in the short term? I can't see that. So I just cannot get a good risk reward, sorry. So I tend to agree with you. It looks like a bit of downside creep in. There's not enough meat in the bones to make the risk and sweat worthwhile. And another thing is you're stuck in it for a while and start getting frustrated. It's like working for £1 a day. You know, it's just not happening. If that makes sense. But thanks for your contribution. Brilliant. This is something you can look at. And we're off NGAS, Mark, and Fanny, so you can turn back your screen now. I can't find a risk reward. I agree with you because I've missed out a few trades in the past simply because I think it's going to get there. Good chance, high probability to get a good risk reward. So I didn't take the trade. It did get there, but it wasn't worth the hassle. You know, you don't want to risk $3 or $4 to make two, if you know what I mean. And $1 stop ain't going to cut it. Okay. And the last thing I want to do is it drifts along and stuck in it, like NZD CHF. Still at 50. See what I mean? That's the last thing you want. Go back to our CAD JPY and on that subject. Come off a bit. Don't know if you take it far, it seems to come off a bit. Still doing okay-ish. And the GBP NZD might be coming off a bit again. Good. That's what I say. Don't get your stop move too quickly. It looks like it's trying to move down. Yeah. So yeah, I think sorry, Tembi, sorry, guys out there, you're going to get days like this. You know, often on Monday, to be honest, where you can search and search and find nothing. That's when a bit of discipline, patience comes in. So you don't want to go into something and wish you hadn't afterwards because you're frustrated. You know, she's not here at the moment, Anna Marie. I don't think. No, that's a birthday, of course. That's right, it's the birthday. Well, we've got so many trades for her. Reminder if she's back on the show tomorrow morning. Just a reminder, winning trades. And that's a nice one. Happy birthday, Anna Marie. She was short this one. That's on a 15-minute. I get all excited there. Oh, sorry, it's about the same. I suddenly saw that all excited. Talk about that. Do they have me on the NAS? Yeah, start to come off in. Which means F-stop should be coming off in theory. Look at GSM, might have a trade. F-stop's coming off. Great. I think we might have a trade here. That's held. Take it down here is what, $20. Take it down here. It's only 8, it's not going to really cut it. Maybe take it down there, about $12. So we need about $6, $7 stop. Prefer the stop there, to be honest. That's too wide. Maybe about there. $8 stop. And then we have to take it down there. No, it could work that one. To say, I think it's setting up for a bit of movement downwards. Let's look at the shorter term ones. That's held on the 1 hour. Blow on the hair back? Does that blow anyone's hair back? There's a possibility there. Or do you want to sit this out? I'm not shouting eureka on it, but I think it's a possibility. In fact, we missed it earlier on because I want to get it for 353. I was there just now. But yeah, I quite like this. That's Goldman Sachs, as you can see. And the indices start to come off. Maybe we start looking at short the S&P. Hey. Prefer to have a wide stop up here, right out of the way. Possibly of a short on that one, if anyone wants to take it. Before we do that, no one wants to take the GS then? Anyone want to take it? Okay. Take it down to here. Just write that down. Of course, you can't remember, guys. You can't use the risk calculator unless you use the Excel one. But I'm going to bother. I'll just give it to you anyway, so I can work it out in my head. What talking about here is the GS dot sell. What's the price? 351. $8, isn't it? So you can make it 360. And what was this down here? 336, call it. 336. I think 336.50. Let's make sure I got the maths right. That's $8. And that's is about 14. Yeah, I'll work. Okay. At market. SL 360. What did I say? It was 360. Yeah, 360. TP 336.5. Risk is $8.50. What's that? $8.50 times 17. I can't do that on yet. Okay, 8. £144. If you're on dollars, I'll put them both in for you. Per share, which is per 1.0, no 0.10, guys. This is a share, it's not Forex. Tell me if you want to do it, and I'll write it down here as a trade. Now we look at the S&P. Okay, let's do the GS first. Anybody want to take that one? Fine is taking it. Anybody else?
Yeah, I missed that last time, so now I'm going to take it.
Okay. Anyone else? Want to do GS? Okay, fair enough, Mark. All right, just got it written down there. Fine, good stuff. Just quickly check on what was happening there. Your dollar rand, did you get into it? I think you did, and it came back to about 17 to get the other half eight, Brady. So you should be fully in the dollar rand and doing okay. Am I right? I'm shouting. As if you sit in the back seat there. It's all on Zoom, you idiot, Roger. Yeah, I would have taken anyway, Mark. Doing quite nice way to whatever you did. Okay, the S&P, I think, is a possibility with a wide stop. Oh, you didn't. Never mind. You're still in profit. That's good enough. Great. I think this is a possibility of a short on this one. For the weekly. It's holding there on the 50-week. So we can put a stop, a decent wide stop up here. Just above there. That's not that fast. Much closer than I thought. What a pleasure. Let's have a look at this. See what we can do on this one. It's about 160, 170 around a micro, I think. Short. And we can say, would that be enough? I'll take it down here. Make it 3 out on the nail. There's a good chance of getting back there. 3800. $200 a micro. It's a bit wide the stop, but rather a small position and have it wide. I think there's a good chance of that one. We're going to have some fantastic news in the world coming out with a sudden jump up there. Anyone like to look at this one? Don't forget, anybody below 2 grand, don't touch it. You'll be grossly overexposed. Mark quite likes it. Make up for not being an NGAS that takes off, eh? Anyone else keen on it?
Yes, I'll join Mark. NGAS buddies.
NGAS buddies, yeah. Just writing it down so I'm quiet. LTP. It's what about a couple $100 a shot? Okay, that's good enough. Okay. Just a second. No problem, any no problem. Right. So we'll refer back to that later on. Okay, that's fine. Just want to quick check that something that yes, it's going up, but it does. No, it's come off another couple of cents. Unbelievable. Anyway, those are taken down. Mark is finally pretty sure they haven't. Okay. Anything on the GBP NZ GBP NZD? Start to come off a little bit again. Okay, it's drifting around. Okay, so yeah, so we're in S&P now, and gas and GS. Little bits come off, but it's okay. Right, the others are fine. The only one giving us any not happening at all, not jip or anything, nothing happening. This one here. Look, it's just not moving. It's just not moving. Look at that. Just not happening, eh? So the money bought, sold it, nothing's happening. Yeah, okay. Right. That's all I can think of for the moment. Any of the newer guys who joined us here? Any questions you're not sure about? They will just run by you again. You know how to get the contract size from the specifications. You all know how to cut a position. In other words, you know, you've got 10, you want to cut it to 5. You can close 5 and leave the other 5 run. You get the idea? Anybody not know how to do that? I'll show you quickly in a quiet moment. Boring the others who know, but we'll help each other. It's important, you know, it actually very important. Bloody load shedding. Someone's keeping an eye. Someone's keeping the ear to the ground. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Sorry, down to cut a position. Talk about another time. This is more important. Want a bit wider than that. Not too wide. Make it around 250. Yeah, that should be around 250 out the way. So if that's 250, that's what, $6.50. We need at least 12. Down to about this level here. That should do it, yeah. All right now. And 250, wasn't it? And 243.48. Thanks, I forgot about Microsoft. Going to keep it out. Right, you need a trading group. Guys out there keeping an eye on different ones, and they can bring it to your attention. Brilliant. EP, SLTP. So just write that for you until we're going to do it or not. Don't forget the full stop afterwards. Good at market. SL 250, around 250. TP 230.80. Is that right? 230.80. Risk is in dollars, first of all. What's the price now? $6.20 for it. Which is about $100. Okay, I'll come back to that in a moment, Nick. Fine, 100%. Anybody like that one? Mike, you drew the attention. You going to go in on it? The yield's gone up a bit, which is bad for shares, which is good news. You're in. Dollar's gone up a bit as well, which is good for, which is bad news for share, which is good. We're going short. Anybody else? Okay, right, that's down as well. Good stuff. Thanks for the reminder there. I hope it's a thanks. Okay, right, there you got the stuff there to do it. Roger, still with trades like KO. KO is just a code for Coca-Cola. Obviously, Google's Google. We come to share value. I'm not sure I fully understand the question. The value is what the value is, like the value of your car, your house, or your, I don't know, pair of shoes or whatever. That's so I'm not too clear what you mean by that. Well, yeah, we'll stick with Microsoft. The value is at this stage is $243.58, or call it between the spreads, $243.60. If some buyers come in, it'll push it up. Sellers come in, it'll push it down. The different. Oh, I think I might be on the thing. Let's look at this quickly. Where have we got something here? Here is a pair, right? A currency pair. Go to specifications. That is the contract size. 1.0 means it's 100,000 times the pound. 100,000 pounds is 1.0. Obviously 0.1 divided by 10 and so on. Now, if you go to a share, go back to Microsoft, you left click, right click, go to specification. The contract size is 1. Do you get it now? So it's 1 share. So if you went to buy equity, you lashed out $243 odd, you would get 1 share in return. On derivatives, which we're in now, which means we're in leverage trading, you put a deposit down. The deposit on all shares is 5%. So you'd have to look at it. It was always worth checking, just in case. Sorry, the margin should be down in my mistake. Stop them figure out. 5%. Worth checking because the company can change it, you know. Every broker sets the margin depending on their own market maker's risk. But at the moment, it's been there for quite a while now, it's 5%. 5 to 100 is 20. So, you know, it means for every $1 movement of share price is $20 plus or minus to yourself. It's 20 to 1 leverage. That's why the figure is large in shares and the small number in Forex, because 100,000 is the contract size, here it's $1. Does that make any more sense? I'm on the right track, MK? Does that make sense? Good. If I missed the point, just maybe clarify. And a lot of people are not getting that, and they're getting in with, because they're used to Forex, like stop, one person with a 0.01 and wondered why a profit loss wasn't moving, even though the share price was, because the position was so minute without her realizing it, that even if you had to move quite a few cents for it to move on a profit loss. Yeah, it's derivatives. It's just these are less leveraged. Forex more highly leveraged. Now the deposit margin is smaller, and the contract size is a very different ballgame. In fact, as I said, we looked at NGAS just now. Remember 100,000? We looked at 1 for a share. Go to NGAS, right click, specification, contract size 1,000 times the price in dollars. Okay, let's go to WTI or Brent, same thing. Left click, right click, specification 100. See what I mean? So 1 contract is 100. So if your WTI says 80 times 100, that means it's $8,000 per 1 contract. So if you're going 0.1, it's $800 contract. If you're going 0.01, it's $80 contract. That's the exposure. You then put a deposit down, and the deposit on this one, you just look at the margin there, and you divide that in. I'll give you a leverage. Take the margin, divide to 100, and that gives you a leverage. So it says, let's say 250 to 1. It means 1 point movement in the underlying is 250.2 either way. Any problems with that, guys, on the math side of it? Because this is important. I'll tell you what, it's very important, because that is, people not come to the room or not studying or whatever, it's becoming a cropper. Okay, Mark, it's just about to wrap it up now anyway. Thanks very much for joining as always. That's very important. That's why I want to go back and just going to wind up now, just for newer guys here. Okay, the Dow, just to repeat again, other guys can leave if they want to know the scores. I'm going to get much more out in the last couple of minutes. Just for new guys here, the Dow, as you can see, it's 33, nearly 34,000. Goes there, and the contract size is 10. See what I mean? 10. But it's a very different figure to the NASDAQ, where the contract size again is 10. See? And then you take the S&P, which is an even smaller figure. $10. So compare 4,000 to 12,000 to 34,000. Now let's do one more, just to make sure you all got the hack of this. Let's go to gold. Right click, specifications, 10. Now gold, as you can see there, is about $1,900. Compare that with 34,000. So if we go 0.01 in the Dow, and the same micro in the NAS and S&P and the gold, that's not the right thing to do. Make sense? Okay, so you know that. Check that and then do your math. Quickest way is to get a calculator, it'll tell you to do it for you. And don't forget, do not use the shares. Go to the LMS, you'll find the risk calculator there. But a very simple way of doing it is take the entry and the stop loss, the difference in dollars per share. So if you're going in at 200 and the stop loss 210, $10 if you stopped out as your risk per 1.0 per share. And just multiply that into rounds, 170 or whatever. Okay. NZDJPY. I hope that was clear. That was very important. If you're not sure of that, you can't be sure. Otherwise, the volume is all going to be up to maggots, or you understand what you need. So the dollar's climbing a little bit. Looks like it might regain 102. You want to buy? No, you want to sell it. See why you want to sell it, Tembi. I get you. I see immediately why you want to sell it. Can you all see why Tembi wants to sell that? These three moving averages, all right, so that's the short-term one. But all the others, it's below, so it's gone up and rallied to a support of the 200-day moving average. So the like of that coming off, and what has it done? See that wick? It has actually come off. It's actually come off. Do you see that? That's why it'll get for sure. You all understand where it's coming from, guys? This is what you need to be looking at. So if you want to do it, you want to put the stop out the way up here, which is only 65 pips. That's another beauty. You have to have a 200 pip stop to make it worth your while, and it's out of the way. So it's a bit tight, so put up a little bit higher, just in case it drifts up. So make it about 80 pips. Okay. The beauty is to get there, to stop you out, it's going to go through this guy, and this guy, three major hurdles before you can get you stopped out. If it comes off, the problem is the range at the moment is about 60. That's your hassle. It's going to take it down here. Maybe take it here. Maybe take it about there. Yeah, you can take it about there. That's a possibility. Let's have a look at the weekly. Yeah, the weekly is not as conducive. You see what I mean? The 4 hour. The trouble in the 4 hour is in the buy zone. Now you can see why I chop and change. Hey, Tembian guys, that's now putting me off. Let's start again with the weekly. It's not, I still think you're right. The short is there, but it's not backed up. But my worry is the 4 hour. The 4 hour still in the buy zone. And it's cleared the last 4 hours into the buy zone. I think that's making me hesitate to go for it. Otherwise, I would agree. Makes sense? But otherwise, that looked like a pretty good trade. Thanks for that, everybody. I would like, it's just the 4 hours putting me off. Otherwise, I would be keen. Okay, thanks, eh? Okay, cheers, Peter. Okay, I put this incorrect for NGAS. Yeah, well, it's quite simple because you can use NGAS commodity. It's not a share, so you use the position size calculator, and that'll give you it. What was it? It's 88 Rand per micro. Using those figures, it's not. You have commodities like in NGAS and what is it? Oil, you know, gold, silver, platinum, whatever. You get the forex, you get indices. Shares are different, and remember the shares only open 4 till 10. Just remember that. Okay, just have a quick before we log it off. Just a quick look back on stuff. We got to CAD CHF. What should we all know about? That's just the new ones we went into. GS F stops coming off a bit, thank goodness. slow, but it's happening. GS, about the same. Microsoft popped up, but it might do that. Yeah, it's popped up a bit, but only a few cents. It's not a panic stages yet, so that's fine. NGAS is slightly below, but it's okay. NZD, anything happening there on the CHF? Popped up a little bit, but it's been running around between about 65, 70 and about 40 all bloody days, so there's not much happening there. GBP, what that one now? GBP, CHF, isn't it? What was it? No, what it was talking rubbish. NZD, GBP, NZD. That's NZD. That's doing okay. It's popping around, but it's doing okay. So that's come off in profits. It's not too bad. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, anything else, or should we wrap it up and see if we can get some sparkling good news in these open trades tomorrow? I have to say it's a miracle with your help we got anything out. It's been so boring this afternoon. But and not only that, winning ones as well. So that's quite an achievement. We can all give a collective pat on the back so far on that. Okay, guys. This is anything else? Should we call a halt? Load shedding is coming up for me, so we prepare stuff soon for the cooking. I've got an inverter for my Wi-Fi and that. For the cooking, I need obviously electricity. So if you don't mind, guys, unless you want any more, I don't mind. I've still got plenty of time. Don't worry, it's only coming at 6. But the point I'm making is there anything else, or should we wrap it up till tomorrow? Okay, Knowledge, you happy? Should we wrap it up, guys? I hope the newer guys learned a bit. Herbert and NK and the other guys' questions were answered satisfactorily. Bit quiet today, Coney. Hope you're happy. The trade's been going okay. All good? Thanks, Pete. Thanks, guys. Okay, see you tomorrow. All good. All good. Thanks, Nick. As long as you're happy, that's the main thing. Right.